What's up, peeps? Two dudes talking peeps. We got two dudes talking right here. Episode 25, quarter century Curry.
We
Can,
made it.
can you believe it? Can you believe it?
It's
Only
pretty awesome.
75 to go till we hit a hundo. Um, and you said you were going to stay alive until then, right?
Apparently, Christy wants me to stay around for like 20 years, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why?
All right. Well, on a positive note, we'll do our best to hang around until then. Imagine how
Yeah,
many episodes we can get in 20 years. My
oh
gosh.
my God, we'll be like, listen, will you grow hair and then lose it again? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, you never know. You never know, man. But anyway, guys, appreciate you. It's if you've seen listen, if you've seen all 25 episodes, I will send you $100 right now. I'm just kidding.
Wow, that's a
Um
good. Oh, that's a good one.
maybe I will. I don't know. Drop a comment
You,
and let us know. Have you seen all 25 episodes? Put that in the comments right now. Also, by the way, guys, if you ever have any suggestions for us and topics and things to discuss, and today we have I think today's going to get feisty, to be honest with you. I think today's going to open a door that it might be a Pandora's box that we might not be able to get shut. So we'll see what happens. But either way, appreciate you. If you're new here, if you haven't seen all 25 episodes, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and get notified when we put out new episodes. So 26, you'll be like, whoa, there it is. So today, I'm going to open the question up, and you let me know. Give me a one or a two in the chat and let us know your thoughts. In network marketing, which is more important, training or a system or balloons?
we got
Which
balloons. What's the
which one?
balloons for? Peace.
Yeah, we're doing the Zoom thing, so when I
Yeah,
do
dude.
this, it does like all kinds of
Oh, look at
it
this.
does all kinds of cool stuff.
Celebrate, baby.
Um, yeah, I know. One last time, welcome to the Rock Show.
Oh, here we go.
Oh
That's
yeah,
great.
what's
That's a
up?
good
We're
one.
here.
That's a good one.
Well, it's the official Two Dudes Talking Rock Show. So, Curry, I'm going to ask you first. What do you feel is more important? Now, okay, let me ask you this. If you had a brand new person join you in your company today, would you rather they get a system or would you rather they get really good training?
I truly believe a system first. I think a system before training because do you want me to go into because right now or do you want me to
The
keep
floor is
flowing?
yours, man.
You
Just
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 flow.
let it rip.
So a system allows a person to take immediate action.
I feel like this
So
is what came first, the chicken or the egg. I really do.
that's right. I've made this. I've said this so many times in my life. I don't know how many times I might have even said it on here, but I truly believe uh, ignorance on fire is way better than knowledge on ice. And I find that in all cases, I don't even know of a single case that it's not. A brand new person who comes in excited will go take real action because they're excited. And then over time, they start reading about the website and learning the compensation plan. And now they feel like they have to talk a bunch. They have to feel like and it just slows down the process for
Hmm.
for them. And I've witnessed this even in myself. I've witnessed this over time. And so for me, I think education and training is great for developing into leadership. I think that's a path to leadership,
Hmm.
but a system plugs people in and will help your team uh, duplicate with a few then and the ones who just want to read and do all this stuff, your analytical people, they're going to take a little bit of action anyway. But I think we need a system that they can plug into first.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate. Can someone who's excited get started and go take action without going through a system?
Sure. Yeah, I don't think that just as I'm playing with this, most of us have never really had a system.
Yeah.
Most of us come in, we hear about something we like, we find out that there's a link to share, and then we go do all the wrong things immediately. Almost every one of us, go do it wrong immediately. We go blast social media.
Hmm.
We go talk to our friends and family and tell them all the details, and we try to oversell, and we try to explain. My favorite thing that I witness people do on a regular basis is when they're inviting people to a thing they're excited about, they pre-sell it before letting the resource sell it. It's like, hey, let me tell you all about this thing, and then you can watch my resource. And it's like, why do I need to watch a resource if you just told me all about it? Anyways,
Hmm.
I just love that. I've done this wrong so much, man, to get
Yep.
to this point.
I want to circle back to that moment right there about the resource. Remind me about that in a second. Um, and I think that when people are getting started, I think that it, this is definitely for me. This is definitely like the chicken or the egg. Which one came first. And I think that you can have good training in a system, and the system ensures that they do certain things in a certain way, and they do certain things in a certain order. And they learn how to present certain ways. They learn how to share certain ways. Like you said, they're not, you don't have to go out there and be the resource. You're pointing people to the resource. But I also think that good training, even if you have a system, you might not get good training. Good training is going to come from experience. Good training is going to come from, the step by step that they actually have to go do. And I'll give an example. It's the same example I gave last week where, my upline said to me, here's ten videos in a folder in a drive link. Here's this, go do it. And in a real simple way. There was no like, let me show you how to record the video. There was no, let me show you how to edit the video. There was no systemization of how to go make the videos. It was just, here's the videos, go make them. And the training was very to the point of this is what you need to go do. So it was very simple and straightforward. Me
But that's what
knowing
it
a little,
should be.
yeah, me knowing a little more than the average person when it comes to making videos, I kind of got it a little bit. And I think as we get further into time and space of technology here, more and more people will learn some basic fundamental skills of how to record a video, how to upload a video, edit a video, whatever. The people that don't won't. The people that, to what you discussed before we hit record, the people that don't want to take the time to learn it won't because it's not a priority. Um,
And let's bring that up. Let's talk about that in a minute.
for sure. And so for me, the training was I literally met one on one with my upline, and he said, "Here, go do this and do it for 60 days. Here's your videos, here's your folder, this is your time frame. Now go execute." And as far as training goes, that was about as short and sweet and point blank as you could get. And there were references in that training of this is what others have done, this is the results that they've gotten. So everything kind of clicked and made sense. And I didn't need a system to figure that out. I was just boom. Now, to flip it around, I have created dozens of systems over the years, systems designed to take people from brand new, never done this before, to having experience. So I get systems. I love systems. I use systems, build systems. But I also think that the system could be fancy, awesome, amazing, step by step. But if the training in the system isn't effective, the system is pointless. So I think you have to have good training. I'll kick it over to you.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I can't even play devil's advocate for this. I think training is mandatory, and it's just like when when I create my welcome to the team message, I put in there step by step with it. One of the things that I
And I
make
love
as
the
a
name,
young,
by the way, Olive.
no, yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. Come on, man, don't talk about that. The one of the things that I specify is a non-negotiable in uh, personal development. And I give my people like, look, your brain is not where it needs to be in this yet. Like, and we're not even talking about the people who are in their third or fourth or fifth company. Because if you're, and I find that this conversation today may be the reason why people typically win in their third, fourth, or fifth company, because it takes time to develop into who you're going to become. We talked about it.
For sure.
You got a
Yeah.
Jim Rohn quote you're going to throw out in a second, but we don't start off knowing how to be good network marketers.
I can't do an episode without using Jim Rohn.
Of course. But we don't start off being good network marketers. We start off being employees. We start off being whatever it is that took us all these years to get to this point. And now we have the ability to share something, be excited about sharing it, have some urgency to share it. And then now you've got to duplicate. And the duplication part is where most fail miserably. They just think that they're in sales. They just think, oh, I'm now selling this thing. I'm now being the sales guy. And the reality is, if you're in network marketing, this has nothing to do with selling and everything to do with duplication and building a sales army. And so this learning, having a system, having the education, I think it over, as you grow through this process, and even if you do it in one company, it's a process of developing into that awareness of what it is that the education that you're getting.
I just got a great idea. I'm writing it down for next week.
I see you throw some ideas out there. We done broke the internet.
Someday one of our videos will break the internet.
Probably like
some network marketer will get it and be like, "Oh my goodness," and then share it, and then it'll just go crazy.
Well, I've had a couple people ask for some of our shorts to share, and I'm like, go share it off YouTube. You already told me where it is. They're like, well, let me just get the download of that video. I'm like, go figure that out.
There's so many YouTube video downloaders out there that are free that you could just anyway.
Yep.
If someone wanted to figure out how to do that, they could.
Yeah. Chop it up, make us popular. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Because we do have some good shorts, and we do have some good shorts that have gotten thousands.
I'm wearing jeans.
Yeah. I'm wearing sweatpants. So, yeah, Jim Rohn. I mean, in regards to that is, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll create an excuse. It's priorities. It comes down to priorities. And I've said this a billion times over the last several years. It's like you either want it or you don't. If you're at a point where you're sitting there coming up with excuses as to why you can't do something, all it simply means is you just don't want it bad enough.
All right, there it is. There's the tie-in. I'm going to tell the story.
Do it. Drop it.
This weekend, I had a family member, a person who I care about, and they were talking about having a webcam, this device that they could read bedtime stories to their grandchild who lives across the planet. And so they told me that as they were walking out of the room, that they just never used it. They took it back to the store, and they just realized that they weren't camera people. And I said, all I heard you tell me was it wasn't important to you. And she looked at me, because that was a slap in the face, really.
Sure.
Because it was literally me directly telling her, you don't care about your grandkid that much. You don't care about spending time, all the things that now she's reading into. And I said, you just don't, it's just not important to you. And just like Dan just said, the priorities that we have, when you start into a network marketing company or building something, and you start working with sharing and showing what you have, and then helping other people share and show what they have, it's going to require sacrifices of your time. It's a brand new thing in your life. And if you don't want it, you won't prioritize it. If if it was a hobby, if it was going hunting or fishing or going out with your friends or going to the ball game, going to whatever, or watching TV, well, you'll find all the time in the world to do that because you want it. That dopamine for whatever it is that you want is
Yep.
there. But man, Dan, when it's like when you figure out what that you want this and you taste that residual income, dude, I bought 3 kayaks. I ain't been kayaking in a year and a half because I'm building too much. I'm having this is my priority.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost to me like humorous when I've had people in my downline reply to me at some point and they're like, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. I just don't have the time." I was like, "That's cool. You just don't want it." And they're like, "No, I really do." And I'm like, "No, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't." Because if you wanted it, you'd make it a priority. You'd find the time. And it's just, but people will tell themselves it's self-validation. People have to give themselves an excuse. They have to give themselves an out. And the other part of that is people are also addicted to being right. That's just human psychology 101, like people want to be like, well, yeah, I don't have the time. Yep, check the box. Okay, I'm validated. I'm right. And then they'll probably tell a friend or a family member, yeah, I didn't have the time. Oh, you're so right. Those things take up so much time. Yep, self-validation. Um, but
My buddy Kelly has said it for years, and I use it against people all the time. Look, you either want to be right or you want to be rich.
yep,
You don't get to pick. It's like pick one, just one. He said that to me enough times that it hurt my feelings, so I use it all the time now because I'm
yeah, but
stubborn.
eventually you understood it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now yeah, it's ingrained.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like all of Jim Rohn's line, his lines, like when you sit there and think about him, you're like, damn, dude, like you're on point. um, but I mean,
And
circle,
it takes us a while to get it.
yeah,
I don't want to get deep into. I love religion, and I love that Jesus taught these goofy disciples, these people who were fishermen, were they didn't have
farmers, yeah.
skill. Yeah, they didn't have skills in reaching people, and he literally taught through parables, through stories.
Mhm.
And he taught them that way because they weren't going to get it at first. It took time to realize what the message was, just as training
I have
and
such a good
tools.
training reference.
All right, go ahead.
When it comes to Jesus too, and specifically because of Jim Rohn, when he's talking about brevity, about just being short and to the point, where like you want to talk about training and simple training, and you don't need a system for this. When Jesus was walking around and gathering his disciples, he literally just said, "You follow me." Like, come here, do this. Like that's about that's about as direct as you get. You know what I mean?
And they did it.
I know. you know,
I actually told this last week because I find that now we're going down this rabbit hole. What I love is Peter, the apostle Peter, who was supposedly the essential first pope of the Catholic Church, and this goofy guy has been walking with Jesus for 3.5 years, seen miracles. The night before Jesus is taken into custody, he cuts off a guy's ear. Jesus puts his ear back on. And then the next day, Jesus is arrested. Peter denies even knowing the guy after 3.5 years. And then the day after Jesus dies, Peter's fishing. He's not doing this anymore. He quit because his upline died. His upline died and he went fishing. This is my favorite story about how I tie in faith to network marketing. Peter is the single greatest example of what everybody does. You don't listen.
yep.
You can be so excited about this, and you can get invited, and you can follow along, and you can play the come to the Zooms and do all the stuff and be in the social. And then the moment your upline goes to do something else, gets distracted, quits, maybe even really dies, do you stay in it?
Yep.
Or do you just, I'm going fishing. I'm going fishing.
Yeah. Well,
It's my favorite tie-in, man. It is
I've
so good.
I've seen that time and time again. It's like, where a leader or someone, anyone moves to a different company, does something else, the duplication just fizzles because people feel like, oh man, I can't go do this because they're not going to do that. And it's like, wait, what? Why? And it circles
Well, this
back to
opens
you just
this
don't want
opens up
it. You don't
right. Well,
want it.
this opens up a really neat conversation point about developing influence. Isn't it exciting that if you decide to go do something else as you develop as a leader and you've added value to people, that people aren't following companies, they follow people?
For sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah, it's a very interesting social world out there. And it amazes me sometimes, like, or as Jim would say, I'm fascinated that people's drive or lack of drive can be based on some stuff that has nothing to do with them in their lives. Um, someone goes to promote a different company, someone decides to retire, somebody unfortunately passes. It's like, well, can't do this business anymore. It's like, why not? Why can't you step up and be that
Right.
person? You know? But
Well, that my upline died, so I guess the company's over.
yeah, I know, right?
What was you in it because you joined your upline, or did you join an opportunity? Which one was it?
Yeah. So, well, you know what? I mean, maybe back to the original topic today. What came first, the training or the system, chicken or the egg? Maybe that person that was their upline leader was providing great training, decided to go do something else, and they said, "Man, I don't have the training anymore. I can't do it. I can't keep going."
But that's what good trainer, including Jim, including Zig, and all the
Eric,
greats we
yep.
got, and nobody started out good. Nobody even started out a little good.
Yeah.
Everybody had to get better, and each and every person listening to this, we've given you 25 solid uh, trainings on being better and personal development and growth.
Hmm.
And you, the listener right now, I'm talking to you out there in the listening world, you have the opportunity to be better. You
Hmm.
have the opportunity to learn to take this information, create content from it, what you learn, your takeaways, your pieces and parts of it, create content that is value add to attract people to you. And every day you get better by taking the action to get better. If you want to, if
Hmm.
you want.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and quote Les Brown, not
Oh,
Jim, Les, where he says, you don't have to be great to start. You just have to start to be great. And, I think too many people, if they don't have the right training, they, they're like, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do this. And insert all the excuses. Well, I don't know how to do all that stuff. It's like, yeah, neither did we when we started, but we learned it. We started. That's the most important part there. You start and then you figure stuff out. You learn and you fail and you grow and you develop, and then you fail again and then you learn and you grow and you develop. And then the process repeats who knows how many times until you get it. But I think,
how much farther do you think you would be if in year one or two of your journey you had ChatGPT?
oh,
Like, I thought about this. I was like, if I had the tools that you Yahoos have, the things in place that you guys have 10 years ago, I'd be making tens of millions of dollars. Not
a
it's
month.
dude, the things that these people have at their fingertips that they will not go practice or use is outrageous.
The amount of people, friends, family, neighbors that I have using ChatGPT now, like, dude, if we could be an affiliate for ChatGPT, like I'd be rolling in bank right now. It's such a great resource.
Dude, I pay for so many tools now. I pay for the Chat GPT. I've been using this Grok Inspire, and I pay for it because I love that it gives you the ability in Grok to make like 100 videos for free, 100 of these 6-second videos for free. I literally burned through that in the first like 40 minutes. I was playing with this thing so much and keep redoing. And I was like, well, I got to pay for this now. And
Yep.
then I paid for it and I still would hit daily limits. I was like, dang.
Yep. Yeah, it's the
When you
resources
want
that
it.
are out there now are just literally insane. And
Oh.
yeah. So
So
let's
what
go
do
back to
you
the original.
so what do you asked me. Now I'm asking you, and we're doing good on time. So what is in your estimation of a brand new person starting to get them to uh not just profit, but let's say $500 a month? Is it a system that's going to get them there, or is it training through a system? Or, what do you think in your estimation?
I, at least right now, I'm kind of seeing it as this. And I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here. A system is, and it doesn't even have the when. And by the way, when I reference system, and I'm sure it's the same thing for you, it doesn't need to be something systematic where you have to go to a site and log in and create a username and password, and now you have this system with a series of videos and all this other stuff. A system could be a step-by-step process, a systematic process. You could write it down on a piece of paper. And this is our system for getting stuff done. This is our system for growing your business. It all depends. It's how you perceive it. But the system cannot be effective unless you have good training. So I think that the training, if it's in a system or not in a system, I think the training is more important. The
What are you training them
guidance.
on?
What's up?
What are you training them on? The system?
Not training them on the system, training them of the IPAs, income producing activities, what they actually need to go do to grow their business.
So I guess that's exactly what I'm saying. The system should be a list of, once you are plugged into your opportunity, here is the steps that you should be taking to create extra income for your family. Like, that's in my head, that's the system. So if I'm taking them through a walkthrough, or if I'm training on this is what you should be doing, you're pushing them through doing the steps, getting to know their business, getting to know their back office, getting to know products or services. And it's like, why is it, and this is, I just messed up my own head. Why is it doesn't take any training or education to share that you just loved a movie? How hard is that?
Yeah.
My friend Tina has been training for years that everything you need to know about network marketing you learned in first grade. You learned how to do show and tell in first grade.
Yeah.
And that's all we do. We show and we tell. We show and we tell, and we show and we tell. But along this way, all of us
Mm-hmm.
find out about compensation plans, and we find out about products and services, and we find out about ingredients, and we find out about different things, and all that extra, if you don't use it correctly, is just stumbling blocks along the way. It's like, why does a brand new person ever need to know about the comp plan? Why?
They don't.
It Oh, hey, Bob. Hey, look, I found a way we can make some extra money. I can't explain it right now. Do you want to do it with me? What is it? Okay, let me show it to you.
Yeah.
You were talking about resources earlier. What did you want to say about resources?
Oh,
Because I just invited Bob.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna melt some faces here, and I'm gonna have some paradigm shifts for some of y'all, especially when it comes to like have you heard the phrase, Curry, that you have to provide enough value for people in order to get them to click, in order to get them to whatever, right? You
Sure.
have to learn how to create value, right, in the marketplace. Have you heard that or something similar to that?
Of course, I've heard that. Yes.
So instead of you having to come up with all of this value, what if the offer or the resource was the value? And all you had to do is literally just go, here, here's your value. Like I heard that years ago, and more
And
in
you
the
were
terms of
stubborn.
email marketing, where it's like, if you want people to open an email and click on a link, you have to provide all this. You have to give them a reason to click the link. And it's like,
You got to sell the link click. Is that what you just told me?
and
You
it's
got to
you got to
sell it.
provide enough value to get them to want to click and go to the next phase. And it's like, no, because the offer is the value. And then you just solve a problem by saying, oh, we'll take money, right? Make money online or whatever. It's like, oh, you want more income? Click here. Brevity,
But
short, to the point, right? Like you click here and then you get the value of that offer.
well, we were taught quite a while ago. Both of us were kind of taught this that the greatest landing page on the planet was uh, see how I made $872.18 in 1 month. Uh, Name submit. Like there was no. It was like, okay, I want to see how they made money. I might want to make money with them. I might want to check this out. And by the way, I think that was that turning point for me in my second company where I literally stopped doing anything other than inviting.
Yep.
Like there's no, I don't want to do all the extra work. I don't want to explain anything. I'm going to let the resource be the value. And my life changed. Like the moment I mean, 4.5 years of being hard headed, 4.5 years of wasting time. And all
Yep.
I had to do was invite to a resource and let people make decisions without trying to be, oh, but you didn't get it. Listen, let me show it to you a different way. Let me invite you. No, just go to
Yeah.
the next
Let me
person.
get you
Move.
on a three-way call.
I do like three-way calls,
Sure.
but the three-way calls should only be, let me, if you have questions, let me get somebody to answer them for you.
Yeah.
Don't be the answer guy. Don't be the knowledge.
Yeah.
Be the path to knowledge.
I had an opportunity over the weekend. Somebody hit me up on Saturday. One of my people, one of my guys, and said, "Hey, are you available tonight to do a three-way?" And I said, "Maybe." Um, I'll usually always make time, no matter when it is, even if it's a weekend. And I said to my guy, I said, "Has this person watched this video and this video?" And they said no. And I said, "Okay,
We
we're
ain't doing
not
a
doing a
three-way.
three-way until they watch those two things." Because I'm not going to be the person that sits there and explains how everything works. That's a
Right?
waste of everybody's time. So once they watch those two things, you hit me up and let me know. You know?
And crickets, by the way, crickets.
Yeah, I didn't hear back. So
You don't. And that is a hilarious point is that your newer people who are in your organization are going to feel a certain kind of way as opposed to just doing the thing. It's like, look, before we get you on a call with anyone, you should have the outline of what it is that we do. You should have some knowledge of what we do so that the three-way call is just to get your questions answered, handle objections, and get a person started. We,
mhm.
a leader call or whatever it is that you want to call it should never be before they watch the video,
Yeah.
before they watch the resource. If you can't have enough backbone to just tell them, look, before we get on a call with a leader, you need to know what it is that we're talking about.
Yep. For sure.
And, oh, we can do a whole nother thing on calls.
Yeah,
Man,
we
then
already did
shut
one,
up.
but I mean, there's so many topics that we could circle back and do again. Um, I just wrote down two. Um, I watched a video over the weekend, and it gave me. I'm going to go on a tangent here real quick.
Sure.
Um, and here's what I do when I see a great video on YouTube, depending on the length of the video, I may or may not watch it. This one was, I think it was 10 minutes or a little bit less than 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, and I'm sitting on my couch. What else am I going to do? Right. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And I was like, wow. I'm like, there was two really, really great points made. One of them talked about your story because the thumbnail is what got my attention. The thumbnail said, stop telling your story. And I was like, that's like marketing 101, telling your story, right? You've heard, I mean, how many times have you heard that in your career? Tell your story, right?
I did this training this weekend about telling your story and gave everybody a script to do it. So go ahead. Go ahead and shoot me down,
but
man. Go ahead.
but this, and I was like, that was intriguing enough for me to be like, clickbait, let me click in and watch it. And it got to the point, it was like, it's like, if you look at someone like Dave Ramsey, Dave Ramsey, when he tells his story, he does something very impactful. He makes his story your story. He starts out and said, hey, when I was young, I was this. I got completely broke. And then I found this thing. I applied it. I became rich. And now that I'm rich, I teach others how not to be broke. Right. So in the
Feel, felt,
process,
found.
what's up?
Feel, felt, found. That's what
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
trained this weekend. Go ahead.
And it was the point of that chapter in the YouTube video was about not just telling your story, and it was telling your story a specific way so that you take your story and you make it their story. You make what their pain point is, like, hey, I know how to fix it based on your story. So I was like, that's a really great point that I think a lot of people kind of miss. They'll just kind of tell their story and they just kind of let it hang out there without really saying, hey, and giving people the opportunity to, take the next step, having a CTA. The other part in that was, and I thought this was the better part of the video for me, and when I was watching it, is they talked specifically about owning your problem. So whatever niche that you're in, let's say it's health and fitness or whatever your business, your network marketing company is. What problem does your specific product or service solve? Okay. And then you narrow it down, you niche down as far as you can, and then you own that problem. You become the creator, the influencer, the master of that problem, constantly talking about what is the biggest pain point in that niche, in that industry, in that realm that you're in. And you become the topic expert. You become the owner and the solver of that problem. So whether it's making more money, finance, health, wealth, whatever it is, and you become the resource. And I thought that was really impactful because when you look at a network marketing company, and let's say, again, we'll talk health and fitness. There's network marketing companies out there and they have hundreds of products, hundreds of things that do all kinds of different things. But what is a root cause that you can drill down to and a problem that you can solve for a lot of people based on what it is that you do? And then you just own that and you talk about that and you weave that into all your content. So anytime someone sees a piece of content from you, they're going to be like, this person's talking my language. This person they know how to solve my problem, And I thought that was pretty profound.
That's great. That's really good information. Even I'm sitting here thinking in my head, it's exactly uh, what some of us have tried to become. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm being totally honest, network marketing changed my financial life. It
Sure.
changed so my desires have been to help average people create an above average income.
Yeah.
Like that's been my tagline. It's been my message. It's like I don't really care what it is that I'm sharing, what I'm excited about. If it can help people make extra money, I want to help the average person who has very little. And that's become my only thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can go from company to company. I could go from product to product, service to service. And my goal is not to do the other things. Is this going to actually help somebody make money?
Hmm.
I got pitched this weekend for something that people are excited about. People are chasing after this thing and it's becoming a trend. And they're just like, oh, if you came over here, you do all these things. And I'm like, but so few people will actually make money.
Yeah.
Why do I want to be in something that doesn't actually help a lot of people? And so that's my drive. It's like that. I don't need to chase extra money for me. I don't need to be. People look at some of us and go, "Oh, you're just doing it for the money." That I'm not doing it just for the money. I'm doing it because I want to help other people make money. That's the money that I want. I want to
Hmm.
see other people go on a new adventure. I want to see other people have a better Christmas. And network marketing gave that to me.
Yeah.
It gave me abilities to help people. So I love that you talked about finding that niche and running and just focusing on it.
Yeah, it's such a great point too, because it also helps you narrow down what your focus is. So instead of trying to like just cast, like let's say we're fishing, right? And instead of just trying to cast a really wide net and scoop up as much as you can, it's like now, you know, you're fishing in a barrel and the barrel's really small and there's a boatload of fish in there. And then all you got to do is just drop your line in, right? It's just it just makes it made a lot more sense. And I'll take it one step further. What I did is I said, wow, here's two really great points in the video. I copied the URL of the video. I went over to Comey.ai. You guys can use this free service. And then on that site, they have a free YouTube transcript generator. So I popped the video in there. I took the transcript. I went over to ChatGPT and I said, hey, Chat, take these two chapters, one on owning the problem, one on telling your story, and break them down into simple bullet points to help me effectively get my message across. ChatGPT is like, hold my beer, bloop, takes the script, pops it all out. And I said, cool. Now take chapter one, which is the part about owning your problem, and apply it to my business. How can I effectively, and I even asked ChatGPT, I said, what specific problem can I own in my content and utilize to my advantage to educate my audience on why they need my business, product, or service? And ChatGPT was like, and I love it because it just said, this is an awesome question to ask,
I
and
love it. Yeah.
you have the perfect solution with what's going on in the marketplace right now. And it broke it all down and it gave me all the bullet points. And then it said, of course, like chat always does, goes, oh, would you like me to create you a 30-day marketing strategy and have 30 days worth of content? Psst, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure I do.
No, no, I don't. I don't want that.
No, I don't want more information. I don't want to learn. Um, and it was, yeah, so it was a great way to take a video that I saw. And it all started, this is the crazy part, guys. Like it all started with a thumbnail that got my attention. And I was explaining this last night to some people. Instead of like when you guys get to a video and you watch a video and you might learn something, you might have an aha moment. You might be like, oh, that was really cool. Like, do you just take that and then be like, yay, and then check the box and then move on to the next video? Or do you actually take the information that you just learned something cool and go, wow, that was really cool. Now let me take it a step further and turn this into income producing activities. So, you
And
know,
again, I think I learned that from Ray Higdon, who, and you've mentioned it before, and you have an acronym for it.
ILT.
Yeah, ILT. And it's literally you take the information that you just consumed, regurgitate it into the thoughts that you had about it, and then
Mhm.
you use that content to create. And by the way, this is all influence development. leadership development.
Mm-hmm.
When people see you creating content that is value add, and it's literally you being excited about information you just learned and you want to share it with them, you're going to attract more followers over
Yeah.
time, over time, over time. And if you're just posting pictures of cats, which I'm guilty of recently because I got a brand new one, your following isn't interested in your cats. They want to know more. They want to grow with you. They want to build with you. And if you got to take this information and do the ILT
Yeah.
and literally just regurgitate, because that's what we've done. That's what you're hearing now.
Yeah.
That's everything you're hearing now is regurgitation of life lessons, trainings, guidance, and
Failures.
endless failures.
Yeah.
And we're sharing on these podcasts that the volume of it, and it doesn't end. Once you start consuming it, you just become endless of I know this stuff and it's who I am as a human being. And it's like, it's all I know.
Yeah. I mean, last
By
night
the
I
way,
literally took the stuff that, well, actually earlier, I took the stuff that I got from ChatGPT, the bullets that it broke down for me about specifically owning the problem in relation to my business and the products and services that I offer. And it was just like, it just made it so simple. And I took that and it bullet pointed it all out for me. And I took each bullet point, each line, and that became a slide in a webinar presentation to present the opportunity. And I just
hey,
grabbed
make
that.
sure you make sure you put the link to that video in the description. Let people
Yeah.
have that's a
And
good
then,
training.
and I'll also put the link to Comey.ai. So if people want to take the transcript generator and then go do with it and apply that to your business. But it's about taking what you guys are
Did you
learning and then turning around and applying that this got way off on so many tangents compared to our original topic of which came first, training
you
or
said it was going to get spicy at the
I
beginning. It
really
went
did.
crazy.
I did. And
But
it
I
got,
like how you wrapped it up with a training. That's a specific training to go do.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, training are things that you can go do. Systems can help you navigate that training and do it in a specific order in a specific way to help you get the results. So, which is more important, a system or training? We'll let you guys decide. What are your thoughts? Put those in the comments down below. And Shyster, episode 25
25, baby.
in the books. My gosh. Like, comment, subscribe. Will you? Um, and that's it. Curry, anything else you could?
Dude, it's a great time. 25 episodes with you have felt like no time at all. We just enjoy this. I really do love this time that we have, and helping people, man. If we
So
could just help people.
I was just thinking this before we went live. I was like, man, like I get to show up on a Monday morning in my home and enjoy what I do. Like, how freaking cool is that? You know, how cool is that?
It's the greatest feeling ever, man. Well, when you're sitting at your house on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody else is struggling to end their day, and they're chasing that clock, and you realize network marketing money, that residual income, is allowing you to do whatever you want to do. Man, it's worth it. It's so worth it.
It's 1,000% worth it. Go do it
You'll do it if you want to do it.
if you want it. Yeah, that's it. And on that note, we're going out.
Bye, y'all.